What's going on? Got some new glasses, some new readers. I'm looking real studious, blowing up like Mount Vesuvius. To this raps, I'm not new to this. Hit you with that ruthlessness. Leave you all toothless in. Come on, man, I'm shooting, man. No, I'm just playing. What's going on, man? Fresh off of work. Fresh off of work. Beautiful evening. Happy to be alive. Happy to be alive, man. I'm just a little drained. Don't mind me, man. Work wasn't tough, but I made like a little mistake at work yesterday, and I made just a minor mistake. But they, with this type of job, they pile up. You know, we deliver tanks to different cities, and sometimes we're like an hour away. And if you make one slight mistake, you got to go back. That's a long way. So you got to be really, really on point. And me, with the, you know, if you're in a trucking job, once you leave that yard, you, as the employee, regardless of who tried to help you or whatever, ultimately you are responsible for whatever's on that manifest or whatever you have in terms of your cylinders, you know. So even though people could be trying to help you and they're making mistakes, but they're still trying to help you. At the end of the day, it's on you. So I have plausible excuses as to why things didn't necessarily go optimally and correctly, and they are plausible. But ultimately, it is me that's driving that truck. It is me that is leaving that lot. It's me behind the wheel. It's me that's responsible for what's on that manifest. If I get pulled over and that manifest is wrong, I'm the one that's going to get fined. I know, not my bosses, not my coworkers. It all falls on me. So I have to be a little more present. And that's perfect because the title of this video is Be Present. I have to be more present when I'm at work. You know, I have to focus a lot more. And I think it's just no headphones. You know what I mean? Just put the headphones down while I'm working. That's the one thing. And another thing I noticed too when I work is that the coworkers, they always help. You know, they're helpful. But when you're going over your list and your paperwork and stuff like that, a lot of times though, you need something, and I'm locked in and I'm engaged. And I'm the type of person, like, when you're counting all these tanks and cylinders and making sure they match up with your paperwork, if you break me from that concentration, I have to start over. Or I'll feel the anxiety. And this is no excuse. This is all on me. I'll feel the anxiety and I'll rush, and then something gets overlooked, you know? And I take accountability for that, because if I was fully present and locked in, like sometimes if they ask me, if I need something, be so locked in that I don't even hear them. Or treat it like a comedy show. I hear the heckler, I address the heckler, and I get back to what I'm doing. Finish what I'm doing, and then go back to the heckler. Like, don't let the heckler take me off my square of performance to the point where it becomes a performance that isn't optimal. You know what I'm saying? I avoided the pothole once again. Hello, Lauren, RNHR3H. Yeah, man. So I'm just I feel kind of weak. I need to eat some dinner. I'm kind of weak. I'm a little down, but even though the energy is down, you know, and I'm just getting down on myself because I don't always make mistakes at a job. And I've been here over a year, so certain things shouldn't be happening. But I know the solution to it. The solution is to be more present. Whenever you're focused on something, you want to try to be as present as possible. And there's going to be surrounding things that are happening. There's going to be distractions that can take you off. Like when I'm driving, I'm present, like meaning I'm looking forward at the road. Driving is a little different though. Like I'm just aware of all these things that are going on. I'm going home. JR8. Y'all got these weird names that I can't read. I don't understand why y'all got all these initials and letters. JR8. I'm gonna just call you JR. JR. I'm on my way home. On my way to my lady's house, actually. Yeah. So just it's especially when you're doing like a job that requires hyper focus, where you gotta pay attention to a lot of numbers. When you have to pay attention to a lot of individual small parts and segments. It's all about being hyper focused and just being present in that particular moment. Let me change my name right. Let me change my name quick. Hey, I can't. I just see JR. JR RH. JR. That's the illest. I don't know what that name mean, man. It's like, yo, y'all would just make a profile and then you like cover your eyes and be like, that's my name. That's what it seemed like y'all be doing. It's a bunch of cones all over the highway. What's going on? See, I was present, focusing in front of me. If I wasn't looking, I would have ran into a couple of those cones, man. But yeah, we gotta stay focused and present, man. Focused and present in the moment. Yes, we have things that are going to be happening in the future. Yes, things have happened in the past. But if you think about the past way too much, it's depressing. You know, you're getting older, things have changed. It could be depressing, man. Or you've had great times and you can't go back to those times. So that could be depressing. Or you've had shitty times back in the days and you're thinking about those crappy times. It could be depressing. And if you think about the future too much, anxiety. You're all anxious and worried. So thinking about the future too much makes you too worried. Thinking about the past too much can make you depressed. You got to focus on the present. Right now, I'm driving and I'm doing this podcast with individuals. Try to stay focused as much as you can. It's an easier said. I'm gonna call you JR. You say you can call me JR. That's what I'm gonna call you. It is an easier said than done thing. Oh, I forgot. I gotta share this. See, I wasn't present in my podcast format. I gotta share this to Facebook. Give me like 5 seconds. Here you go. So I shared that to Facebook real quick, and thank you for everybody that every day comes, pops in, shows up, and listens to a middle-aged blue-collar worker that is still chasing the dream of being a full-time stand-up comedian. Just to plug myself a little bit, next weekend I will be at Nick's Comedy Stop in Boston. You said you got to go to sleep, yo. Have a good night's rest wherever you are in the world. Sleep well, man. Sleep well and manifest your dreams. Sleep well and lucid dream. If you go to sleep, try to be aware or conscious or present in the fact that you are sleeping, and in the dream world, you have absolute and ultimate power. You can do anything that you want to do whilst sleeping. But yeah, it's just all about just being present and more focused, man. I'm kind of off. It may not be a long pod today, but I'm gonna still give y'all whatever. Oh, yesterday we talk about my yesterday. Yesterday, I randomly had a guest spot at a senior citizen center in southern Massachusetts with the renowned comedian Max Docelli. He's an old school Italian comic that has been doing stand-up since I was born, since 1979, and he's open for Robin Williams. He's worked with Robin Williams a couple of times. He's open for Red Fox. He used to give Eddie Murphy rides back in the days. He never necessarily wanted fame, but he definitely did stand-up comedy full-time his whole, pretty damn near the majority of his adult, middle-aged, and now senior life, you know? His mother is 101 years old, and she is still kicking. I think that's awesome. I think that's fantastic, and I always say this, the older I get, I think it's time to pull the plug when I get the voice. When I start talking like this, nah, pull the plug, man. Take me out. It's time. I'll give you permission. I'm gonna put that in the will. Hey, what up, Simply Red? 1985, my first moderator. Had to give him a moderator badge. It's not like I got millions of people watching me, but the moderator is there if people get sideways or whatever and spam the chat too much. And if I can't catch them, the moderator's job is just to ban mofos. But this is a chill place. Hey, I'm good. I'm doing good. Simply D. Hey, Simply, man, where you from, man? Where you at? Are you in the United States? You in Europe? Where you at, man? I already know you. If you 1985, then that means you about to be 41 this year. You getting old, bro. You getting up there in age, man. I'm good. I was telling people I'm a little tired. I didn't have the greatest of days at work today, and yesterday was kind of a little shoddy too. So I was telling everybody, oh, Alabama. Oh, I'm from Quincy, Florida. So we close. We kind of close. We're close in proximity. I'm in Connecticut, but I was born in Quincy, and Quincy is like an hour away from, like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours from Alabama. The Panhandle part. And I did not know this. If you keep going northwest Florida actually has 2 time zones. I did not know this until like maybe 10 years ago when I visited back in Florida for the first time since I was a baby, damn near. You know what I'm saying? Since 1986 when we went to Disney World, So I need to get back, though. I need to get back. Yeah, but you're from Alabama? That's what's up, man. One of my good friends, Keenan Jerome Floyd. He's a writer and a comedian out in Los Angeles. He's actually from Mobile, Alabama. And he and I, we used to do a podcast. We actually look like brothers. We look alike too. And we used to do a podcast called The Light Skin Perspective. And if you look through my page, it's about 36, it's like 36, close to 40 episodes we did. We did a bunch of episodes of The Light Skin Perspective. If you want to go in and watch some of my backlog stuff from 2020 when during the pandemic, you know what I'm saying? During the pandemic when everybody and their mother was we had nothing to do. So all of a sudden everybody just became a podcaster. Even me. For Christmas, I think my mom's got me like $150 gift card or something like that. I use that to buy me little baby green screen, little microphone that you can clamp to the desk, a little lamp. I had a little studio. Now that's 6 years ago, so all that stuff is old and falling apart. So I definitely got to upgrade because eventually, I know I drive Monday through Friday and I do this time for 30 minutes, but I think eventually, I know. The evolution is going to be that I'm going to start doing this at home a little bit too. Even if it's like, I don't have a lot of time at night because I work during the day. But even if it's for like 15 minutes and I start giving a commentary on pop culture or just culture in general, giving my philosophical perspective, because my brand online, it used to be the drama type, but I'm not about the drama. I'm not about the beef. I'm not about being overly critical with individuals. If anything, I try to get at ideas and concepts, and I try to make parallels, things that are going on in the world with my life or just experiences in general. Because at the end of the day, man, we don't know what's going to happen after we pass on. Man, we are trying to figure this out. And we're all trying to relate to each other as optimally as we can. None of us have, if anybody tell you they got the answers, they wrong. I don't have the answers. I just have ideas. I'm working on a book about philosophy, right? From my perspective. And the opening lines of my book is, I'm not here to give you answers. I'm here to give you a perspective, a different perspective. Because we are, most human beings were all programmed from birth. If you were born in the Western Hemisphere with Western ideas, more than likely you're monotheistic. More than likely you believe in Jesus, or you believe in one God. You believe good people go to heaven. You believe bad people go to hell. You know? And that's it. You striving to somehow cheat death or defeat death. That's it. A lot of Western religions is a little different. You may believe in multiple gods. And you probably believe in some type of reincarnation. What up, hi, my guy? Your name, oh no, you saying hi, my guy to me. My bad. I don't know what's your name. You don't even have no name. They just say A. No, your name is at hi, my guy. And you said hi. You waved. Okay, my bad. That is a confusing name to have. How is your handle going to be hi, my guy? So when I look at it real quick, I think that's what you're saying. But no, that's your name. That is that's like some Abbott and Costello. You know what I mean? That's very, very confusing. But what up, hi, my guy? Yeah, man, y'all all got these weird names. Like, first it was the person that just covered his eyes and just typed it out and said that's his name. It was just all consonants that don't go together. And then your name is hi, my guy. Man, why y'all can't just be simple, man? Or just, I take HMG. I take that. Damn, man. I'm on the highway, yo, Green. Where you driving? What up, Dom 4259? Right now, I am currently going through rush hour traffic. I'm in Springfield, Massachusetts, and I am on my way to Connecticut to my lady's house, to my baby boo, to my fiance, to my bride-to-be's house. That's where I'm off to, man. For those that are new to this podcast, man, this is called the Tap In, where people just hop in. Initially, I'm going to give the rundown. Initially, this started as a place for me to practice stand-up comedy. I am a stand-up comedian, right? And to develop as a stand-up comic, especially the first 3 to 5 years, you got to hit up as many open nights, man. Have a good night. Yeah, you have a good night too, down 42.95. But when you start as a stand-up comic, you want to try to hit as many stages as possible because you're developing your craft. You're getting fun, getting good at being in front of audiences, entertaining, making folks laugh. I'm going on 13 years of doing stand-up comedy. And would I like to be further along in this game and just doing that full time? Absolutely. Hasn't happened yet. And you get to a point, like I'm going on 48, where the bills start piling and black people don't live that long. So you gotta start thinking beyond this life. So I'm like, yo, yes, I'm never gonna stop chasing comedy, but I gotta start making some money, man. You know what I'm saying? Like some real consistent, solid money. Like chasing comedy, when you really, really trying to chase comedy and you started later in life, like at 35, you're gonna try to do any type of odd job or any type of job that affords you a flexible schedule and where your nights and your weekends are free. You do that. So for years, I was doing the Instacart, DoorDash. I still do. I work for the chauffeur company. It has a flexible schedule. When I first got that job, they was like, yeah, you about to make $75,000 this first year, guaranteed. I'm like, hell yeah. That's dope. That'd have been the most money on the books I ever made in my life in 1 year. I got that job February 2020. What happened in March 2020? COVID. The planes were damn near grounded, and the majority of our business was people traveling on planes. And the way that job works, they just randomly you give them a block of availability for the week, and they just randomly give you work. And the travel was so standstill and dead in 2020, like during COVID. They would hit me up like once every 2 or 3 months. It was bad, and we got like certain codes that we need to get into the building, and certain codes that we have to use to put gas back in the car with their credit cards and stuff. Man, I had such few work. I would always forget those codes. That's how bad it was. But anyway, over the years, it would improve. So I would be doing a limo job, and I would be doing like Instacart. I would be doing both of them. And I was kind of juggling it pretty well. Then Instacart got oversaturated. And then the chauffeur job would just be up and down, up and down. After a while, I was like, yo, I'm playing this yo-yo seesaw with these gigs. I need to get something stable. So I got the current job that I work for a welding company, and I deliver high-pressure tanks. They gave me 40 hours, a good hourly wage. You know what I'm saying? I'm over 60K. So for me, that's great. That might not seem a lot. You know, people nowadays think everybody got to make 100,000, but most people over 60,000 single, no kids. That's not bad. So I got that. But it's so demanding, and it's a 45 minute commute to Springfield and Hartford every day, both ways, that like right now it's 4:49. I'm gonna get to my girl house by 4:15. By the time I take a shower and everything, it's gonna be like 7:30, and I'm tired. Pretty soon I gotta go to bed in a couple hours. There's no open mics consistent that are really close to where I live. So, but I still need to practice. I'm still getting gigs. People are hitting me up to headline. So I came up with this idea. I was like, yo, every day I drive to work and every day I drive home. 45 minutes both ways. I'm always consuming content. I said, at least at the minimum for the ride home, why not just go live and practice my jokes? And that's how this started. I came up with this as a means of, one, promoting myself, two, consistently adding YouTube content, and three, just working on my speaking skills, working on my chops. And it's been well. I've come up with some good jokes since I've been doing this. Now, when I first started it, I would straight up say, yo, I'm about to work on these jokes. And I would just run my set. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I did that for like 20 or 25 episodes, but it got kind of stale, just doing the same jokes over and over again. And then something just happened, like, because I used to do it on, I used to go live on Facebook. So I would go live on Facebook, and I got a lot of friends and followers on Facebook. So it would be a lot of interaction, and even on Facebook, you can bring people on and talk to them without having to use like Streamlabs or anything like that. But Facebook was always glitchy. It would always freeze up. And then once I would finish my Facebook video, I would download it, and then I would re-upload it into YouTube. But the highest, the resolution would only be 360, which it's not that great of a looking video. And like I said, the Facebook, sometimes it would come in and come out. So I would be frozen a lot. There would be like a lot of pauses and stuff. And it was just real clunky downloading it and then re-uploading it. That was just an annoying extra step. The only cool thing about going live on Facebook is that I could play YouTube in the background and have some nice jazz. So it had the nice music element in the background, but it was still real glitchy, and it was just a little extra time consuming downloading it from Facebook, off of Facebook, and then uploading it back to YouTube. So after a while, I decided to go live directly here on YouTube. And then I started taking, once I took my phone case off, my phone case is just old and scratchy. Like, it looks so much more clear. So like, you don't hear music in the background anymore after, like, I don't know when I started going on YouTube, maybe like 5th, 36th episode, but it looks a lot clearer. And then eventually, another problem I had, because it's on where my phone is, it's a vent mount. But if the air is blowing and I don't notice it, there's been one video where it sounds like I'm in a wind tunnel the whole time. So my solution to that is, eventually I got this lapel mic. I know it don't sound the greatest, but you don't hear nothing blowing. You don't hear like any wind or anything like that. So I stepped my game up as far as that. And as far as running jokes, before I'd be like, yo, I'm about to run this joke. Now I just talk. I give myself a topic every day. Like today, it's all about staying present. Like, I am present in the moment. Obviously, I'm driving. The driving is the autopilot part. But I am present in the moment of delivering this to you guys. I'm present in the moment of doing this podcast. Yes, I got things I got to do. Excuse me. Yes, there are things to be taken care of. But none of those things are going to get done between now and when I arrive at my destination. So the most important thing is to be fully present in this moment. And right now, you guys got me. You got my attention. I'm talking to you. I appreciate the people hopping in and out, and like, sub to the channel. Definitely sub to the channel. Eventually, I want to figure out how to put. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start putting my my Cash App and stuff like that in the title, because eventually I want to upgrade, and I enjoy entertaining y'all. And if y'all like this entertainment, y'all like popping in every day. You know what I mean? Want to send a little donation to help me upgrade situations? It's going straight to the tap in. Whatever you guys deliver, whatever you guys hit me off with, I'm going to put directly into this, man, to make it improve. Absolutely. And then when I get big enough, on a big enough level, I'll be giving away some prizes and things of that nature here and there, sending out gifts and stuff, man. It's going to be real interactive. Eventually, I'm going to get to the level we taking calls, I'm talking to people, interacting. If you need any type of I don't like to call myself a person that gives advice, but if you got something going on and you want a philosophical perspective, man, I'm pretty good at stuff like that. I'm not saying I have all the answers. I'm like I said at the beginning of the book I'm writing, I don't have the answers to life. I just have a different perspective. So you can lay out whatever issue that you got going on. I'll listen to it with an objective mindset. I won't be judgmental, and I'll just give a different perspective. And who knows? Maybe that perspective will make you see things a little differently. You know what I'm saying? Well, somebody was tailgating me, so I had to put the burners on them real quick, man. That chick was driving so close to me, I thought I was driving a tractor trailer. God damn, how you gonna be that close to somebody behind? When you tailgating somebody, like driving really, really, really close to them, you really, really have faith in their driving. You are a very trustworthy person to drive that close to the point where you can see the back of their neck. You got a lot of faith in that individual, because all it takes is one false move. Your life is in that person's hands. Why would you put your life in the hands of a stranger while driving 85 miles per hour directly behind them? You people are nuts. I don't trust Nobody. That's why I give 1, 2, at least 3 seconds. Man, these individuals will drive directly behind you. Absolutely insane. But that's what is this just me? Like, am I getting old and getting crabby? Oh, speaking of old, last night at the old folks gig, I was about to talk about it, but I went on a tangent. I did a show at a, you know what? Because somebody asked me a question and threw me off, but I'm gonna bring it back. I did a show at a senior citizen center in southern Massachusetts, and it was cool, man. Like my comedy, I'm at the weird age. I'm 47, but I still have a youthful spirit. I love video games. I love hip hop, and I'm not super in touch with the younger rappers, but I know enough to entertain a younger crowd. But then I also know about a lot of old school stuff too. I'm a big fan of classic rock in that era. Now I don't know about big band and all that. And once you start talking about Dean Martin, like the Rat Pack, Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis, that's most I could do is like mid to late '60s and on. You go before 1960, I don't even like how the music sonically. I just don't like how it sounded. Like the technology wasn't as good, so it sounded like a lot more rugged and muffled. You know, and it was basic. Unless groups like Frankie Lyman, and then Frankie Lyman and Teenagers, Frankie Valli. That's what I've really been. Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons. Their songs was dope. 1960s bands. The Isley Brothers. Can't sleep on I didn't realize, the Isley Brothers been out a long time, since like the 50s. That song, you make me want to shout, throw your hands up and shout. No, that's the Isley Brothers song, man. And it's been done over and over again. You would think that was a white person, a white group. Nope, that was the Isley Brothers. Hey, 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 hey. And then you watch the old videos, like black and white, and it's kind of grainy. And Ryan Isley was skinny, and that man was dancing like James Brown. He was dancing like Jackie Wilson, doing splits and spinning around and all that, man. You can't do that now, though. Ryan Isley need to be in the old folks' home that I was at last night instead of on tour. Ryan Isley like 85 years old, still singing. Drifting on a memory. There's no place I'd rather be than with you. Yeah, the love of you. Oh yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying, bro? Brian Isley had the smooth vocals, man. But anyway, I was at the old folks' home, and like I said, I have a lot of my jokes is me talking about getting older. And that's something that people can universally, unless you're like real young, people can universally relate to. And even if you're a younger kid, I still know an angle to make them laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like my brain as a comedian, no matter what the age you are, you're trying to figure out a puzzle of communication. You're trying to put together this puzzle so that once you're done putting it together, that people can understand what it is that you constructed. And when they fully understand it, it's funny. It makes them laugh. But if you don't put that puzzle, if you're not present in the moment of putting together that puzzle properly to convey your message, that's when you bomb. That's when you don't get no laughs, because you can't never blame the audience. You got to blame you. So I was doing my thing. I was like, my boy Max brought me up. I was like, hey, how you doing, man? Clap it up for Max. They ain't clap. I was like, how y'all doing? And they just stay quiet. And I'm like, am I speaking English? Or did you friends forget to take? Am I speaking English, or did you friends forget to turn up your hearing aid? And so they got a decent laugh. And then this is the thing I did last night. They, like I said, they all like 75, 80 years old or better, like all older folks. So some people take offense. Some older people, they take offense to the word old. So you know what I did? Not one time did I use old the entire set. I was present in the moment of sticking to that rule. Don't use the word old. It's a turnoff. I think I don't like using, like, if I'm gonna say anything about y'all age, I'm gonna say y'all seasoned. I think I said old once, meaning like I don't like using the word old. I said I'd rather say you guys are seasoned. Cause don't seasoning make everything better? Seasoning make the food taste better. Y'all seasoned folks make the world better. I got them on my side a little bit. And then I was like, I say I'm not old. I'm 47. And somebody was like, oh, you're a baby. I said, yeah, but baby don't have arthritis in his spine. A baby don't have, what did I say? A baby don't have arthritis in his spine. A baby don't have IBS. I said, a baby don't got diabetes, and that all got a good laughs. Now, some children are born with diabetes. Like, by saying something like that, I opened myself up to be heckled. That did not happen. If I was going to edit that joke, what I really, really said is, man, a baby, I ain't never heard of a baby that had degenerative arthritis in their lower spine. I ain't never heard of a baby with IBS. I ain't never heard of a baby with hypertension or high blood pressure. That's what I should say. So that got me a good laugh or whatever. And then I just talked about getting old. I was like, yo, I'm 47. I'm happy because a lot of times black people don't live that long. And then the crowd was like, ah, yo, real talk. In that old folks home, and it had to be over 100 old people, not one black person. I was like, that's but I'm the only one here. That's the truth. I got like a really good laugh, man. You know what I'm saying? I got a real good laugh. So, I went through my old jokes, like basically saying, I used to want to go to the club. Now that I'm over 45, once I get to the club, I want to go to bed. Happy time is sleepy time. You get strange injuries. 2 weeks ago, I tore my ACL playing basketball in my dreams. Then I was like, I realized I was getting old when I realized I really enjoy a pastrami Reuben. Old school sandwich with old school ingredients, and I break down the ingredients: Swiss cheese, Thousand Island, sauerkraut, convalescent, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? I eat a pastrami Reuben while eating tapioca pudding every day at 4 p.m. watching the Golden Girls. You know what I'm saying? I said, I think Blanche is beautiful. And if they could bring her back to life, I'll make her my boo. And then I do the boom, 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 boom. Thank you for being, that's one of my staple jokes. So I did the Golden Girls song. And, a lot of them, they know, they ain't like 120 years old. Regardless, they all old. The Golden Girls was popular 40 years ago. Every single last one of them people had to be at least 30 years old 40 years ago. So they damn well know, they all know what the Golden Girls is. Even if they was 100 years old, they still was 60, 40 years ago, the Golden Girls was popping. And I should have got on them like that. So that hit. And then where else did I go after that? And I said, now, as far as I know, I can have children. My girl, 47, I know she can have kids. Now, normally in my joke, I said, you can't mix old eggs with old sperm. You're going to get elderly children. But eggs and sperm to some senior citizens with a person, and the person saying it, they view as a baby, that might just make all their brains shut off and pay attention to what I'm saying. So instead of saying eggs or sperm, I said reproductive fluid, or I said reproductive liquid, something like that. I forget exactly how I said it, but I said you can't mix male reproductive liquids with female reproductive substance. No, I said you can't mix male reproductive substance with female reproductive substance. You're gonna get old children, man. Then I was like, the baby gonna come out crying like Joe Biden. And this was a risk because there's old people that probably sound like this. But I was like, where? I need milk. Let me sniff your hair. It makes me comfortable. Where? So that got a good laugh. And then I was talking about, I said, I remember my whole set. I don't have to write nothing down anymore. This is awesome. Then I was like, earlier in the set, I said, I'm not necessarily seasoned, but I'm like the entry level of being seasoned. 45 is entry level. When you're 45, you know what I'm saying? You just getting into the club of being seasoned. And when you're over 50, you're in the courtroom of being seasoned. And when you're over 60, you're on the dance floor of being seasoned. And when you're over 70, you're in the bathroom of being seasoned. And when you're 80, you're in the elevator of being seasoned. And when you're 90, I just want to talk about it. And they got a great laugh. They enjoyed that. They really, really did enjoy it. So it's like, even though I'm nowhere near their age, they're probably all 35, 40 years older than me. One thing we all have in common is, regardless of how old you are, we all are getting older, and things are changing in our minds and our bodies every single day. And I was present in the moment with them, with that moment that we all shared. The riskiest joke that I did, though, no, I actually, even before that, I was talking about how sounds start to sound louder. I get more irritated, and like lights seem brighter. I was like, for those that still drive, doesn't it seem like everybody have their high beams on? Every single person. This is crazy. Like, no matter where I go, I said, when I was young, to see seasoned folks wear the shades with the like shades on the side, and I never understood it. But at this age now, I get it. I understand it, my friends, and I gotta laugh. And then I was like, listen, I know we friends, but I gotta talk to y'all about this, man. And some of you guys are culprits, man. Because I was talking about hating CVS and how the line is always held up. And I was like, the reason why the line is held up, because there's always a seasoned person at the front of the line with a Bible long list of coupons holding up life, trying to get a discount on some Friskies. And this woman doesn't even have a cat. She thinks she's Mother Teresa trying to feed all the strays in her neighborhood on the back porch, but she feels like she's been overcharged and she will not let clerk go. She needs her extra dollar. She's like, pardon, and I'm like doing like an elderly woman's voice in front of a room full of elderly people, which were the majority of elderly women, and they appreciated it. I got good love, and I got off stage, and I proved to myself I could perform for any demographic. One thing I because I'm a bigger guy and I was the only black dude there, you know, I had to like make my voice a little small. Like, I didn't want to scare them too much. You understand what I'm saying? But they have fun, man. The tape is there. If y'all want to see what I did last night, if you look through my YouTube, it's right there. I left it up. Most time I put my comedy online. I don't care if my jokes are out there. I don't care. Because I'm not famous yet. So I'm not, some people, oh, I don't want my act out there. Like, but nobody knows you. Stop. If anything, you want to get known, leave your stuff out there. Who cares? The jokes that you put online, man, they're going to be new. I mean, old jokes are always new for new people. And really, you don't really retire the joke until you got a Netflix or Amazon special or something like that. I have neither. So I'm always creating, but you know, some of my core jokes and my greatest hits, yes, oh yes, they will be used. Most certainly, absolutely, indubitably, you know. Yeah, so I had a real good time with the senior center last night. You know, could I hold them? Could I maintain them for an hour? I don't think I have an hour's worth of clean, and it had to be clean too. I don't think I have an hour's worth of clean senior citizen material, but that's just a challenge for me to just constantly be adding to the bag. So when it gets to that point, I don't fumble the bag. I don't want to not make money or not do a gig just because I don't have the material, man. No, yo. That's your job as a comedian. You gotta learn. Yes, you should always be writing, which I do. We literally wrote stuff together right now talking to you guys. But just be conscious and cognizant. There are all types of people. There are all different types of personality types and situations, and there is funny and pretty. There's an infinite amount of funny everywhere, and we need not be so married to what we just write on that pad. Like I said before, the podcast started with me just running jokes. Now I got the listen. I literally went over my entire set. I went over every joke that I did last night without looking at a piece of paper once, because it's here and the experience is here. Why? Because I'm locked in and I'm present with that comedy, and I have to translate that energy to my job so that I don't make such careless mistakes, man. Silly mistakes. I'm gonna be vigilant. I won't let nobody rush me out of work. I'm not gonna let nobody rush me. I'm like, listen, I'm not, and I tell them, I said, I just want to focus. I want to make sure that I don't make any mistakes. So right now, I can't hear you. I cannot hear you until I know for a fact that all of this adds up and matches with my paperwork. Once I see that, then we can converse. But until then, I'm locked in, and it's weird. It's like clockwork. They do it all the time. I clearly got papers in my hand, and I'm laser focused. And somebody has to break that. Like, that's crazy to me, man. That's crazy, but that's on me. I gotta set the boundaries. I gotta speak. And I've been trying to do it, but I have to speak. I gotta speak a little more in those instances if I want to salvage my sanity. Because I'm like, if anybody mad when I make a mistake at the work, it's me. Because it's like, dang, I made this mistake. I'm going to hear about it. I got to explain it. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't want to deal with none of that extracurricular talking. Like I'm still a kid, man. No, man. But that's all on me. I can't blame nobody but myself, man. So the word of the day is be present. In anything and whatever it is that you do, when you're locked in on a specific moment, be present and focused within that moment until you finish whatever it is that you are focusing on. Because when you're too distracted, when your head is on the swivel, you're trying to do things, that's when you miss slight details. That's when you miss crucial elements. And then the output of whatever it is that you are trying to achieve, it's gonna take a hit, you know. But it ain't the end of the world, you know what I mean. I get down on myself, and I know, you know, man. My superiors, they can get annoyed and aggravated, and I get it. But all I could do is suck it up, and do better tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna do, man. And that's pretty much it, man. That's all I had to talk. That's all I had to rap to. Remember, and I always say this: there is no thing as writer's block to my young and up and comedians, man. If the comedy gods are not giving you anything new to perform, that is their way of telling you to perfect and work on the things that they already gave you. Stay away from the nonsense. Stay away from the foolishness. Stay away from the gossip. Stay away from the rumors. Focus on the funny and lead with love. Life is not something that is happening in spite of you. Life is an experience to behold. So get to beholding. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Much love as always. Subscribe to my channel, share it, like, all that good stuff. I got a whole bunch of philosophical things. I got 52 episodes that you can just go through, and maybe, you know what I mean, you're going through something in life. Maybe I talked about something that can touch on something that can not necessarily change you or give you the answers, but maybe it'll give you a different perspective.